Hello, everybody. How are you doing on this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wednesday? It's a beautiful day here in North Carolina. Guess what? It's 7 o'clock p.m. on the East Coast, and you have tuned into the Power of Transformation broadcast. And this train is ramping up and getting ready to move out of the station. I am your host. I'm Dr. Paula Obie. And every week we meet you here because we have insightful discussions, some really powerful guests, and we have another wonderful guest tonight. You certainly don't want to miss it, and you don't want your friends to miss it. You know what I'm saying? So this is what we do every week. We tag them, we text them. And if you have a little bit of time, you can give them a call and let them know that the Power of Transformation broadcast with Dr. Paula Obie has begun. And guess what? I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to see you really soon. Take care. Well, hello again. I'm back, and I got all my texting done and everything. So I tell you, tonight is going to be another beautiful night. And I'm going to tell you just a little bit of a personal story. You know how sometimes you meet people and they're a little bit quiet, but when they start speaking, they're very powerful. And this young lady, she kind of fits that type of person. And the other day when I was speaking to her, afterwards, I just felt so good. I wanted to do all kinds of things and realized it was time for me to go to bed. But it was just an uplifting conversation. And I'm telling you, I don't think she knows how much it meant for me to talk to her. And I tell you, she's a special person. And we're going to bring in Dr. Joan Packenham. Let me just show you one little thing that she said that touched my heart. She says, look, it's my calling to be a support system to women. And on that night, she was my support system. I had undivided attention. So I thought, okay, we'll just share you with other people. So now let's introduce to some, present to others, Dr. Joan Packenham. On in, Dr. Packenham. Hi, Joan.
Hey, Paula, how are you?
I'm doing so much better since our conversation. I mean, I don't know. What you said to me, and I know you're going to talk about it tonight and what's going on this weekend. It just infused me. It just made me feel so good. And I thought, I don't think she knows how much it meant to me. So I want to say thank you. And so now we're sharing you with other folks who also need to hear your words. Just tell us a little bit about yourself and your calling. I may ask a few questions now and then we're going to talk about this really big weekend that you've got coming up.
Oh, I really don't know what to say when people ask me, tell me a little bit about yourself. Well, I'm Joan Packenham.
Hi.
I'm a native of Durham, North Carolina, and I'm a biomedical researcher and health scientist at the National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences. And I love what I do. I do women's health. So I'm very interested in that topic, and I just love bringing that to women.
And you can tell now, I'm going to jump right into this one conversation we had that I wasn't prepared for all of the support you gave me at that time. It made me sit down in the chair. You said, women wear, I wrote it down on my sticky, a lot of masks. A lot of masks. And we need to be supported. What did you mean by that?
Well, especially as Black women, right? We do wear the mask. We are the caregivers of the home. We take care of everybody except for ourselves. We take care of our parents,
yes,
our children, our husbands, extended family, people in the community. We take care of everyone. We try to be the super women, but are we really the super women? And most of the time we do that with a smile on our face. when on the inside, we're hurting, we're tired, we're stressed out to the point that our weight goes up and down, our hair falls out. We wear the mask. We try to let everybody know that, oh, we have it going on. I've got it going on. I'm able to handle everything I need to handle. But in actuality, with our health, we're not handling everything.
Not at
And our
all.
health lets us know that,
And not only our health, our mental health.
mental
You
health,
know, our
physical
mental health,
health,
physical health,
you know,
spiritual health,
spiritual health,
emotional health
all
takes
of
a
it.
hit. It takes a hit. So
Hey,
back up just a little bit because I now take once I get revved up, here we go.
here we go.
Why am I such a people person pleaser? Why am I such a people pleaser? I'm making it personal because I don't have permission to talk about anybody else. Okay, why are we such people pleasers?
Hmm. That's a good question. I don't necessarily know that we're people pleasers, but we feel like we have to step in and do it.
So maybe
Or
not.
who's going to do it for us? If we don't do it, who's going to do it?
So maybe we're saying to ourselves that we're the ultimate solution providers.
Yes, we are. Many of us are. We're single. Many women are single. They're the caregivers, like they're single moms. And
Yes,
so they've always had to take care of home. They've always had to take care of others. They've always had to extend themselves. And
yes.
so for others, and they keep moving, 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 moving. I know my mom did that. I saw my aunts do it. They took care of everybody.
And they tried to keep that smile on their face at all
Always,
times. It
always.
was like we were supposed to always be smiling, right?
Hmm.
But what's going on inside of us, John?
We're
Inside,
stressed.
worried, stressed,
We're stressed.
sometimes not able to sleep well.
That's right.
Definitely the eating, just goes up and down. So we need to bring awareness to this because no one wants to say, and I said people pleasing because I know that's another category
Oh, yes,
because some people will not say no,
absolutely.
or they won't say not now.
Hmm.
It's like there's something inside of that personality that's afraid of something. I know that's another entire show, but how do we learn, Joan, because those are a lot of masks. How do we flip off the masks and lay them to the side? What do we do? We get some help.
Well, we try to be true. First of all, be true to ourselves and
Yeah.
and know. And it's not as I'm talking, but I'm the same way. I'm always running, 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 and doing for other people, and not being able to sleep at night. Can't sleep at night because you have all these thoughts running through your head and lists running through your head, and we all do that. And
We
so
do.
we just have to stop and take time for ourselves. I've
Yeah.
started putting myself on my calendar.
Wow. You actually do you have a reminder?
Yes, I put the
Wow.
reminder in my phone. I have, you know, and because I can work 10, 12 hours a day, and I should get off around what, 6 or 7 o'clock at night. I have an alarm set on my calendar, on my cell phone, that goes off at that time that says, okay, you're supposed to stop work.
You're supposed to stop and
Yeah,
kind of relax
and relax.
and really enjoy the rest of your evening or the rest
Hmm.
of your day or
Hmm.
whatever. And I'm talking about this because we just celebrated International Women's Month in March. But
Hmm.
when I think about how much we do give
Hmm.
and really kind of need a down day, we're not really open to that down day. Maybe we can start with a down hour.
Yeah, an hour at a time. An hour, if you can do some mindfulness meditation for just an hour or
Just an
just
hour.
5 minutes, to start with 5 minutes, just
Yes,
start with 5
5 minutes.
minutes to do some deep breathing and find some quiet time for yourself. That then extend that to 10 minutes, then extend it to 15 minutes. We can do it. We
I
just
know we
don't take the time to do it.
Yeah, because there's an entire list over here, even if it's a mental list of things that I want to get accomplished. And that list is like a, continuously rolling. But I'm going to try the
Absolutely.
5 minutes and see if it, what happens in 5 minutes.
Five
And then I'm
minutes.
going to move it to 10.
That's what I've started doing. Some 5 minute deep breathing exercises and just sitting there. Sometimes you may want to dim the lights or, just stop and just do that for 5 minutes.
Well, I'm a big fan of naps. I love naps. But sometimes I used to, people used to say they would take a 10-minute power nap. My naps, I have to warn myself, in the next hour, I'm doing nothing because my nap will turn into an hour. I'll be refreshed afterwards, though, but there's some of the best naps ever. And I also love to read. So if I really want to get a good nap in, let me start reading.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mhm.
And there's just so many things that you are involved in, Joan, to help us
Mhm.
with our health, the holistic health areas of our lives. And I know there's something really wonderful getting ready to happen this weekend. That's why I wanted you to come on because your passion for supporting us, I felt it over the phone. I was, just in visualizing, my next book. Maybe it should be about masks. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you,
Yeah.
you, you like triggered something. So
Yeah.
let's talk about
I'll say
what's
let's write it together.
okay. You heard it first. You heard it first.
We
I
can
don't know
do
if it will be a fiction or nonfiction, but I'm gonna let you start, and then I'm gonna come figure out the real. But laughter is also very, very good
absolutely.
because sometimes I know I do take myself so seriously,
Mhm.
very seriously, and then it's not that serious. And I'm like, oh, you placed all of that energy in that? You can't get that back. You placed all of those thoughts and those things. It's wasted thought.
Yes.
We can become so habitual and worried about everything. Oh my God, I gotta do this. And oh my God. Like you said, just take a moment, breathe. Makes you feel good. Okay, back to you and what's going on this weekend. Durham's in for a treat.
Oh,
What's
so you want me to get started with that?
if you like to see you already
Yes, yes,
relaxed?
ma'am.
It was already
Yes,
working.
ma'am. Well, what's going on? What's going on in Durham this weekend? So for the we're having the 10th anniversary of our Women's Health Awareness Women's Wellness Conference. It will take place at Hillside High School. This is the first time we've been at Hillside. We've in the past been at North Carolina Central, but this is a much bigger space. We have grown over the last 10 years. Women's health awareness is to empower and inform women to take responsibility for their health, to understand their health options, and to identify services and resources and products to best help them in reaching their optimal health. And so we have this conference once a year. And it started in Durham. Durham is our primary site, Paula, but we now have stretched to two other places in North Carolina that's having women's health awareness at the same time. We have it at the in Granville County. It would take place at the Creedmoor Community Center, and we also have it in Western North Carolina, in Asheville, North Carolina,
Yeah.
at the MAHEC, the Mountain Area Health Center. And so we serve women in underserved populations, basically minority women from 18 to over 80. And we provide services and resources and sessions and free health screenings. So, for example, this year we have over 16 free health screenings. And to just give you an idea of the types of screenings, we have cancer screenings such as thyroid screenings and free mammography, and even have colon testing kits and all of that for cancer. We have diabetes screenings with A1C testing, cardiovascular screenings with cholesterol testing. We have hearing screenings, lung function testing, kidney function testing, liver screenings. We have many different screenings. We have even mental health screenings. And the wonderful thing about this, say you have a high blood pressure or you have a high A1C, which means you may be pre-diabetic or diabetic. If you don't have a healthcare provider, we'll navigate you into care. So we just don't give you your numbers. we
Hmm.
navigate you into care as well. We also have health sessions. I tell women all the time, it's important to know your numbers. That's an
Hmm.
important thing. But it's
Hmm.
also important to understand how to prevent disease, how to control and manage your disease if you already have a chronic condition.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it's very important to come to our health sessions. And this year we have over 30 health sessions for women that deal with chronic disease, that deal with environmental health, because we are interested in, as we say, you said holistic, we're interested in whole woman's health,
Yes.
physical health, mental health,
Yes.
environmental health, and the social determinants of health is how we're interested in women. And during COVID, didn't we find out about occupational health
Yes. We
and the
did.
impact that occupational health has on our health, right?
Yes.
Because
Yes, we did.
where we live, work, play, and worship has a great impact on our overall health. So we will even have sessions as it relates to occupational health disparities and what does that mean? And environmental justice issues in your community. What does that mean? And what does that mean for your health? And so we have a wonderful faculty of people who are going to come in and just give us information about all sorts of things. And I'm really proud to say that this year we also we have hundreds of partners. So we partner with the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. We've been partnering with them for the last 10 years. But this year I asked them to bring a session on NC Medicaid and addressing the unmet needs
Right.
for,
Right.
for North Carolinians, addressing their unmet health needs for North Carolinians. We've heard a lot about NC Medicaid, but how much do we really know about it?
Hmm. Hmm.
So we need to understand what services are available, what resources are available. And from what I understand, people who didn't qualify for Medicaid may qualify for many other services for NC Medicaid. So we're going to have health counselors, Medicaid counselors at all three sites to give a seminar on it, but also to be there to be one-on-one to answer questions that women may have as it relates to this program and how they can improve their overall health through this program. And so this
Wow.
is what we try to bring to women. Over the last 10 years, we have served over 6,000 women in North Carolina and beyond. So, I'm just thrilled to be able to bring resources to people. We have um, just so much to offer women and resources that you really can't find anywhere else, because we have to advocate as Black women. We have to advocate for our own health. And
Yes.
one thing that all women, all minority women should know, it doesn't matter how much health insurance you have. You still are a health disparity. You may think you're getting the best care, but you may
Hmm.
not be getting the best care. But the
Hmm.
way to understand that is to learn and to
Right.
be educated. And that's what we do. We bring awareness and we bring in the experts to be able to tell us, okay, you have heart disease. Well, have they done this test, and this test?
Hmm. Hmm.
Because sometimes our doctors don't even tell us what tests we need.
Hmm. Hmm.
Or you're a certain age. Have you had your liver screen? Have you ever had your liver screen? Had a doctor ever asked you
Talk
about your
about liver screening.
family history? The first thing that comes to mind, and people say, well, I don't drink,
Mm.
because, but you don't have to. You can have a metabolic disorder, which could cause you to have a fatty liver, which could cause you to have a disease. A lot of people who died from COVID, they died from COVID because they had inflammation in their bodies, right?
Right. 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 And COVID exacerbated everything for them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Exacerbated it. Yeah.
But a lot of people have chronic conditions that they don't even know about that's hidden because the doctors don't talk to us. The doctors don't give us information that we need or the tests that we need to determine if we do have these conditions. The maternal mortality issue. Why is it that many Black women, doesn't matter their socioeconomic status, are dying for childbirth?
Mm.
Why is that? They're not
Hmm.
listening to us.
Right.
They're not listening to us.
Are we
And they're not,
speaking? Are we speaking loudly enough, though, Joan? Are we speaking loudly?
I think we're speaking loudly, but they're not listening. You can speak loud, you can holler,
And
but
scream.
and scream. But if they're not listening, if they don't care to listen, let's not forget there is discrimination and racism out here.
It's
So
true.
if they're not listening to you, they will never listen to you. How it doesn't matter how loud you holler and how loud you scream.
That's true.
But
That's true.
but if you go in and say, I'm feeling this kind of way, and I went to this seminar and I heard about this type of test, and I would like for you to write me a prescription or refer me for this kind of test.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We found out that the women in our triangle area have a lot of autoimmune disorders, and
Mm-hmm.
it's higher than the national average. And
Interesting.
so, yes, so we're bringing more sessions on autoimmune disease to enlighten women about the environmental causes. Like we had a webinar back in February, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that autoimmune disease can happen due to traumatic experiences, which is what? Stress.
I've never heard of that. Stress.
Stress.
Sudden
Stress.
stress. Stress.
Stress. Okay, which can be stress for Black women, right? And just
But you
think
know what?
about
Yeah, right. But you know what? We're gonna have to make sure we understand that it's what stress does, because
right,
we're so accustomed to working in a stressful environment. I mean, we're really
absolutely.
accustomed to that. And I wanted to say before she took the flyer down, you're gonna have to get there early because Fairville Street is gonna be really packed from 8 to 5. So that is one
Yes,
way you want to get up extra early. Get your Bojangles biscuit and your coffee and get there at least an hour ahead of time, because that one street headed to that school, it's going to be jam packed. I just want to say that.
I received that, Paula. I
Mm-hmm.
received that.
Yeah, yeah. But I want to go back. I want to talk a little bit about stress. Thank you for bringing that up. And
Mhm,
now you've really got me in a place. We've been talking about stress a little bit
mhm,
lately.
mhm,
And, I had some things happen at the beginning of the year professionally, and I was listening to everybody talk about their stressors and
mm,
how it impacted them. But in my area, we were expected not to show the stress level.
hmm.
So we were wearing the mask.
Oh, definitely.
So because we wanted everybody to, it seemed that everything was okay, we had to really support ourselves behind closed doors. And when we walked out, we had to have that smile, answer the phone. We had to have that smile. While other people were open enough to say, I haven't slept in 2 days. This has really been on my mind. How do we, well, I know that on that Saturday you're going to talk about it. How do we stop wearing that type of mask?
Well, first you have to acknowledge it, right?
That's the first thing.
And
And if someone says hide your feelings, that might be a little selfish.
mhm,
And maybe there's a way, you don't want to walk around whining, and but there's a way to do things so that you stay true to yourself and your systems that are operating, because you need to live after this.
right. So perhaps, instead of your supervisors, and I'm talking about folks, I don't know who they are,
Right? I don't
but
either.
we'll just call them leadership.
Let's call them leadership. Okay.
Let's just call them leadership. Instead of the supervisor saying wear the mask, the supervisor should have brought in counselors. The supervisors could have said, let's at lunchtime, after lunch or during lunch, let's have a little meditation. We know that everybody is stressed out, or have a session where people just hashed out their feelings to get it out in the open. You know what I'm saying? To acknowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just have to acknowledge, what is it called?
Mm-hmm.
Truth.
Truth. And you know what? Thank you. Because the word that I read said that's the only thing that's going to set me free,
Absolutely.
is to really tell the truth.
The tell
And
the
and
truth.
that is one of the things that you all are doing this weekend.
Yes.
You are assisting us with telling the truth. I will not be able to be there. Unfortunately, I have a mandatory required event. However, I'm looking forward to hearing from our community because I live here and
Mhm.
worship here and work here. I'm looking forward to hearing the responses from the community as to how you serve them. 8 to 5, an entire day. Listen to what I'm saying. There's an entire day of somebody wanting to take care of someone else. Who gets an entire day of somebody just focusing on them? What a call.
Right. And the nice thing about women is when women come together, don't we know how to fellowship?
We really do. We
Don't
really
we
do.
know how to lift each other up as sisters?
Yes. Yes.
And
And
that's
there
what
will be,
happens.
I have heard so many wonderful things. I mean, really, so many wonderful things about it. And I kept saying I'm going next year. I'm going next year, but that's all right. I'm going another time. Who knows? I might get up now. I may get to go to something else somewhere else. I'm just grateful because I feel like it is time to remove the mask.
Mhm.
And I'm proud of every woman who drives, walks, takes a bus, whatever you need to do to get to Hillside High School and plenty of time to get the love and the attention that you have deserved for a long time. And
Mhm.
I'm hoping that when everybody comes, they'll sit and they'll listen and they'll absorb everything and that their life will be changed forever.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yes,
You know,
ma'am.
I'm not going to be the person because I can't be there. I don't want anybody to have a good time. No, 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 no. I want you to have a good time because you never know what's going to happen next. Someone's going to be so grateful. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you because I know you've been doing this every year, but there seems to be something kind of special about this year. Hillside is your alma mater, right?
Alma mater. All right. Hillside high. Oh, hillside
So
high.
there's going to
Yes,
be
yes,
so much pride and
yes,
joy. I know you had it at Central. I'm not, downplaying that, but it just feels like it's so needed at this time
yes.
to have you come in and in our community just spread some love and attention.
Absolutely. I'm just thankful the Lord uses me as a vessel
Hmm.
to allow it to happen.
I am too. And
Because
because I
without
am,
him, none of this would be possible. Without him, none of this would be possible.
none of this would be
So I'm
possible.
just thankful to him that he is allowing this to happen.
Yeah. So some of these folks need to carpool, right?
Yes.
Yeah, with your friends, carpool, but don't miss it. Don't miss it. And look, Joan, just look out for me and just, I like trinkets. I don't like a whole lot of them, but I like trinkets. But whatever you see there that's going to be good for cuz, just look out for her. But
I will.
I'm really serious, women. This is your day. If you've not had a day in a while where someone, I don't even know many people who can say, I will have this much attention on my holistic health.
Hmm.
This is a day we don't want to miss.
Hmm.
This is our day from the National Institute of Health to talk about everything that we've thought about and said behind closed doors.
Yes.
Now we get to have the pros and the experts in the field to support us. I'm feeling it. It's going to be really nice.
Thank you so much.
And thank you, Joan, because I know
Oh,
you've worked hard. I know you've worked hard.
yes.
You and your team, I know you've worked hard. And so I cannot wait, to see all the Facebooks and the Instagrams and because now we can get the word out as the instant conversation we can
Mhm.
have. So thank you for
Mhm.
spearheading this 10 years, but thank you for this year's I think is a little the whole 10 years. This is kind of special.
10 years. Yes.
So what do you say? What can you say? I know we two couple of things. I definitely want to make sure that we can have you back maybe afterwards. Because
I'll
I'm
come
gonna
back.
want to know
I'll come back anytime you ask.
I'm gonna want to know specific details. You can
Yes.
bring somebody
Yes.
with you. So will you come back and let's talk about this in more detail. And number two, how can we get in contact with you all? I know it's just a couple of days, but we want to
Mhm.
make that connection and we don't want the connection to cease.
Right. Right. Right.
So
So I think we have a website, and on that website, there you go. Our website, www.niehs.nih.gov/women's health awareness. So we're there and our contact information is there. So if you want to get in touch with us, there is on-site registration day of event. So you don't have to pre-register for the event. There's day of registration for this event. So just come and enjoy the day, learn a lot, fellowship with women. That's the one beautiful thing that I love. Women who come year after year after year, they may not know each other, may only see each other once a year, and it's like, hey girl, I ain't seen you in a year, and so it's just that kind of fellowship that the sisters have with each other, and they're learning together and growing together. And
Growing
that's the
together.
whole thing, learning and growing together.
Can
And
you
that's a
imagine?
beautiful
Can you
thing.
imagine meeting your next best friend on Saturday?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And staying in contact with them for the rest of your life because you
Absolutely.
brought them together and they're laughing and talking
Yes.
and they like cheese or they don't like cheese or they like Starbucks, they don't like Starbucks. But it's a great opportunity. And we don't have these very often,
Well,
do we?
I call them their accountability partners. So
Accountability.
your health accountability partners. So what
Yeah.
are you doing today to
Yeah.
make sure that you are healthy for today? Or
Hmm.
have you taken out time for yourself today? Your accountability partner you could meet
Yeah.
at Women's Health Awareness.
Yes. So it's so much more than just one thing. The line that I like and I cannot repeat it because I didn't write it down, that one day something you could hear could save your life.
Yes, it's something that you could learn that day that may save your life
And the life of someone
and
else
the
that you
life of
love.
someone else. That's exactly right.
I didn't get you said it, you just rolled off of your tongue. I think that's priceless. I'm
Yes,
telling you that one street, you might want to, map out the journey. But that one street is going to be so packed. Get there early, relax, leave all your cares at home, bring your open mind,
yes,
and just enjoy 8 to 5 that entire time of kind of like being pampered. It's kind of like
yes,
mentally, socially, spiritually,
yes.
physically, emotionally. Oh my God, it's just going to be a day. Well, I thank you. I thank you for your vision and allowing God to use you in this way. I appreciate you being open and I appreciate you being obedient. We were talking last night about obedience, and I
Okay.
appreciate that. And there are going to be some really, really awesome testimonies, I'm sure, and stories from Saturday. I can feel it. So I know you're going to come back. Got that said, we'll get you back here, and we're going to, because I just want to talk about some things that happened.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
there is an advertisement, news advertisement. They'll see you again. They can register on site. I
Yes.
mean, it's easy.
Mhm.
This is so easy. So guess what we're gonna do? While I'm in this place, because you see how excited I am. This is what she did for me the other day. And all she did was tell me to take off the mask. You can imagine how I would feel if I spent an entire day hanging out with them. All right, so we're going to wrap up in just a few minutes. Just know that right after this show, right after this, the show will be available for you to look at because some people are in Bible study. But Joan, on Saturday, there's an entire replay at two
Ah,
o'clock. So if folks want to just come out, I know they're going to be busy laughing and enjoying everybody. But at 2 o'clock, we will have a replay of this for our folks, and I know they're going to have a great time. And I want to wrap up. I love this high, this great feeling, and I want to wrap up and tell you thank you for joining us. I
oh,
know it's
thank
going to be
you
great.
for
Thank you.
asking me and inviting me to come. I really, Paula, I really appreciate this. Thank you
You
so
are most welcome, and I appreciate you, cousin,
much.
because you are one of the women that I truly admire, great role model. And
Mm,
as we bring this train, the power transformation train, into the station, I'm going to say everything that again, what I say every week, Joan. You have to trust the power, you have to trust the process in
mhm.
order for the power of transformation to do its perfect work in your life. You have to
Yes.
trust God
Okay.
and he will do that perfect work. And that's an excerpt from Romans 12 and 2, that we should be transformed by the renewing of our mind. There'll be some mind renewals on Saturday. So that's all we have for you today. Thank you again, Dr. Packenham. And we'll see everybody next week. Take care. Love you.
Love you.